Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't gone for quite some time, like a week or so, but life has been happening for your girl. I have gotten sick. I still am sick, trying to fight that off. My ring light went out on me. That's why I'm in my dining room trying to use natural light, but the sun is not cooperating, it's going in and out, so please bear with me, you guys, on this video with the lighting situation and the echo. So I'm sorry about that, but I really wanted to get you guys this video before the month of February was over, because like I said in my previous video that this is not teen domestic, but this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But I wanted to tell you guys about my nonprofit organization called I Am Awesome that is based around teen domestic violence and body image. Those two are my top favorite things to talk about because they're very, very dear to my heart. And I'm gonna tell you why in just a minute. But pretty much all of this is like a story time on my domestic violence relationship, and also just to inform you guys about some information just in case you guys didn't know. And yeah. Okay, so everything that I'm about to say right now is just my life experiences, everything that I took from it, the journey that I am going through to heal from it. And I didn't want this to be like a sad story, because it is a very touchy situation, but I don't want a pity party or anything like that. I don't want you guys to feel bad for me or anything that I went through, but just to know that I did go through it and I overcame it. So, okay. Like I said, I wrote a lot of things down. So if you see me looking down, I'm so sorry. So I am 20 years old. All of this started for me when I was a senior in high school. So my senior year in high school, I was 17 years old, and I thought I had everything going for me. I was modeling, dancing. I had just started my career. It was really blooming. And then I met this guy. He was handsome. He was an athlete. He was tall. I thought all the girls wanted him. And so I jumped into a relationship. And I would say that was like my first real relationship for me. And just like any other relationship, in the beginning, it's all peaches and cream. You think nothing can go wrong, It's a wine and dine. It's showing you off. It's, oh, this my gal. It's all of that. All of that. Whatever. Not shortly after, I started to see red flags go off. But since it was my first relationship, I didn't pay any attention to it, And to remind you, I have very protective brothers and a father, and they're amazing men as well. And I knew what I wanted in a guy, but I guess that just flew out the window with this young man. So the first red flag I remember like it was yesterday. We were having a normal conversation, and I asked the question, and he took it the wrong way, and he flipped. We went completely left, and he hit me. It wasn't like, in the face or anything, but he like pushed me, kind of punched in a way. And for some guys, they don't know their own strengths, so that kind of hurt. But I didn't say anything because I'm like, oh, maybe he didn't mean to, maybe he don't know his own strengths. And I'm thinking, I have brothers, we fight all the time, I can take a punch. And so I didn't think nothing of it. But as time progressed, since I allowed it, he continued to do it. And if you allow a man or a woman to do anything, they will think that it's okay, and they will continue to do it. So, if I irritated him, he'll push me, he'll shove me. Then it became, little name calling, and we would have little disputes here and there. And the thing with an abuser, they don't want to do it in public. And if they do, it's when nobody's looking. We would always fight, physically, verbally, in all different types of ways. And we'll do it in cars, we'll do it in private, we'll do it at school. We went to the same school. We'll do it at school, just around the corner from other people. And it's like, the more and more it started to happen, I knew it was wrong. It's just, I couldn't come out and say it, because it had got to the point to where I was embarrassed. I was completely embarrassed. I didn't want people to know my boyfriend hits me. My boyfriend calls me names. He calls me out of my name. He doesn't call me baby, Michaela, And if he did call me baby, it was because he wanted to make up for how he hurt me. Another thing about abusers, they will buy you. They think material things and money fixes the problem, but it doesn't. And I know for me, I cannot be bought. And every single time he would hurt me, he would try to buy me. And I didn't want it, Abuser, half the time they don't know that they're hurting you. And then the other times they know that they are, and they know it's wrong, but they don't stop, And all of it is because they've been hurt before. They've been hurt either physically or emotionally, spiritually, all different types of ways. And so they hurt others. And that's very unfortunate, But anyways, so as time went on, the fighting got worse. And I got fed up with it, so I would fight back. My mother, her career, her job is a paralegal at AVDA. Is for domestic violence. It's an advocate for domestic violence. And she would see the signs. I would come home with hoodies on, long sleeve shirts all the time, and I'll be acting out of the ordinary, and she'll just look at me and ask questions. And when your mama look at you, something going on, and I could feel her looking at me, and I try to hide or something, and she'll ask me, what's going on, Michaela, are you okay? And I'll just be like, yes. And so I never told my family. I hid it from my family throughout the whole relationship. And then towards the end of our relationship, I was with this young man for almost 2 years. Towards the end of our relationship, I had been through so much. He had been through so much. We've been through so much together. Depression. I'm in depression, dealing with depression, going from petite to just thin, practically disappearing in front of your eyes. I didn't see it. Everybody else would tell me, Michaela, you're getting small, and I'm like, no, I'm not, But I would not sleep. I would not eat. All I would do was cry every day. Every day I would be crying. And I was lost. I lost myself throughout the whole thing. I got wrapped up in a guy trying to see if he's cheating, which he was. Trying to catch him cheating. Trying to make sure he's okay. When he's down, make sure I'm there. I lost everything. I lost myself. My career started going down. But throughout it all, I did not leave God. I made sure of that. I made sure he was my best friend. And I would talk to him every day. Since I felt like my friends couldn't see or hear me, he was my friend. He was my best friend. And, you know, my relationship with him got so much stronger at that point. Now, let's fast forward a little bit. Going towards the end of our relationship, it was bad, you know. We both knew we were ending, but he didn't want to let me go. An abuser, it's like that saying, a man wants his cake and his ice cream, something like that. Pretty much he wanted me as his main girlfriend and still be able to go out and do what he wanted to do, still be able to cheat and things like that. And that wasn't okay with me. You know, at that time I was fed up. I was ready to move on with my life. So I made up in my mind that either I had to find someone to help me get out of this, or I'm never gonna get out, you know? Like, so I met this other guy and we hit it off right off the back, you know? And to me, in my eyes, he was amazing, you know? He was nothing like my boyfriend at the time. He was the complete opposite, you know. He was a great guy. He was a good guy. He treated me so well. He actually cared for my well-being and my feelings and my emotions. But at the same time, I did not know how to handle him because I was so damaged. I did not know his intentions with me. But I opened up to him and I told him, hey, I'm with this abusive guy. He hurts me. Can you please help? This, and then this, and that, and the third. The way that I looked at this new guy, I looked at him as my knight in shining armor. And I actually found out in counseling that that is actually like a syndrome for victims of domestic violence. When you find another guy or another woman, you look at them as your savior. And that's exactly how I looked at him. And he was willing to help. So I remember the last day that all of this happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had to go to practice for something. My boyfriend at this time had just bought me so many gifts. He wanted them back because he found out about my new guy. He wanted them back, and he was just like, we're done, Michaela, and all this other stuff. And so I was going to go return the gifts, knowing that I should not have. I went to go return the gifts, and I did it without people knowing where I was going. Please always tell people where you're going. So I go over to my boyfriend's house to return the gifts. And I told him, you know, let's do the exchange outside. I want your neighbors to see me just in case something happens. And so I should have known better, but I went over there. I gave him back his stuff outside, and what happens? I turn around for 5 seconds and he drags me into his house and locks the door, closes the garage and everything. At that moment, I knew that he was not gonna let me go. He was not going to let me go. So I made up in my mind that I was gonna have to fight until I was able to leave. So I hid my phone and my keys somewhere, and we started fighting. Straight up just fighting, you know, like two people on the streets. And you know, when you're fighting, 1 minute can feel like an eternity. So we were exhausted. We were going as long as we possibly could, and we were trashing that house. You know, it was crazy. And the crazy part about it, he actually started screaming for help. You know, help, help. She's hurting me, she's hurting me. I'm like, are you serious? You have got to be kidding me. Finally stopped fighting for a split second, and we ran to the bathroom. I was so beat up. My clothes were torn. I'm bleeding. He's bleeding. You know, and it's like, what's the point at this time? It's like, so I finally get a hold of my phone, and people have been blowing me up. My new guy, my mom, people at practice, and I finally called my new guy, told him where I was, and that's all it took. He was on the way, you know. My boyfriend, the one that I was fighting with, called his dad, and his dad got there, and that was crazy as well. His dad got there, nothing was resolved, nothing happened. Like I said, you know, an abuser has problems because of the family, because of what's happened in his life, and so nothing happened when the father got there. But he saw that I was hurt. He saw the bleeding. And didn't say anything. I was sitting there, and I was thinking to myself, Michaela, you can't hide this anymore. You know, it was all on my neck and my wrist. I had blood clots in my hands. My clothes were just gone. And I'm like, Michaela, this is bad, you know. So I finally just gave up, and I put it in God's hands, you know. And the last person who called me was my mom. And I swear, it's like mothers know best. I swear, mothers know. And my mom called me, and I answered the phone, and I was crying. I was like, Mom, can you come help me? And she could hear it in my voice, and she was like, where are you, Michaela? And I told her where I was, and they were there in the blink of an eye. Her, my dad, and my little brother. My older brother is a police officer in a different county, but he got off of work to come over there. My new guy was outside. My new guy, he was furious, you know. By the time my parents got there, I remember my boyfriend telling me for the last time, you know, you better protect me, Michaela. You better, you know, defend me and tell them that it was both of us and yada, yada, yada. And I was just like, shut up. You know, it's done. It's done with now. You know, you're done. You know, you're going down. So my parents come in and they see everything and they're like, oh no. We gotta go now. And at that time, they didn't see all my cuts and all my bruises because I put back on my jacket trying to protect him. And the moment we stepped outside, my mom took off my jacket and she saw everything. And I swear, it was like everybody's eyes got so huge. My mom, my dad, my new guy. My best friends were there, my guy best friends. They were all there. My brother, like everybody's eyes got huge the moment my mom took off my jacket, and that was it, you know. At that very moment, everybody took off towards my boyfriend and was ready to fight him, was ready to end him pretty much. I mean, what do you expect? You hurt somebody's daughter. You hurt somebody's loved one. You don't think that they're going to want to hurt you too? And that goes vice versa. If I was to do all of that to him, they're going to want to hurt me. But long story short, both of our families show up on the scene. The police show up on the scene, and nothing was done. Nothing was done. He did not go to jail. He did not get any. I tried to press charges. I tried to get a restraining order. I tried to do all of that, and it went to the grand jury, and you know, they just didn't see see fit for it, you know, for any actions to be done. Guys, all I'm trying to say is this is real. This is real. This is not a game. But I see it a lot in my generation and younger. When they get in a relationship, they think that it's so cute when their boyfriend or their girlfriend calls them out of their name. No, that's not cute. That's not funny. You know, they think it's cute or funny when their boyfriend or their girlfriend hits them, play fights with them. They think that it's sexy when a guy gets a little bit rough with them. They think that it's okay that, you know, their boyfriend or their girlfriend doesn't acknowledge them, doesn't respect them. None of that is okay. All of that can lead to something wrong happening. And what I want people to know is that in the house, when I was fighting him, so much went wrong in there that I could have lost my life. He was choking me. And let me explain to you, choking has its own law, you guys. When someone has their hands around your neck, they're purposely trying to cut off your airway. They're purposely trying to make you suffocate and suffer. And in the law, they're trying to kill you. In that house, he was trying to end my life. And a lot of people may not see it as that, but that's what happened. And looking back on it, I do get emotional, but I don't cry as much anymore. You know, and if I do cry, it's happy tears because I overcame it. I'm here today, you know. I'm able to tell my story, to be able to help other people. And just know it's not only guys hurting girls. It's girls out there hurting guys. Trust me, it's real. But an abuser will always be an abuser. You know, it's just like a drug addict or an alcoholic. You can't help that person unless they want help. And so they're just going to be out there in the world doing what they're doing, hurting other people until something or someone gets a hold of them and handles the whole thing, you know. There's help. There's help out there. And trust me, I'm going to list everything down below. All the websites, all the numbers you can call, everything to help you guys. If you're the one in the relationship, or if you know someone in the relationship, please just be there for them. Help them. Be that listening ear. Pay close attention. But I can promise you, this is all ages, old to young. And I just wanted to tell you guys my story. So with all of that being said, I hope and pray that I have touched at least one of you guys. So I will see you guys on my next video.